Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern, Ned Reynolds, thank God it's Friday. So a couple weeks ago, we were all let down the fact that Mike Tyson isn't going to get back into the ring due to some ulcers. I guess it was pretty serious. Doctor said he needed to take it easy. After watching some of those training videos, no surprise, the guy was pushing himself pretty hard. But is there any word yet on when he's going to return?
Yeah, they're going to fight, they being Tyson and Jake Paul, on November the 15th. So they postponed it by, 4 months, somewhere around there. And that gives Tyson time to recover from the ulcer attack that he had on a flight from New York to Las Vegas. And as they were landing, apparently he became ill with the ulcer. And as you mentioned, the doctor said you have to have time to recover from this, which he apparently has. He's back into training now, but it's at a reduced basis. Anyway, the two will fight at AT&T Stadium. That's Jerry's World down in Dallas on November the 15th. It's a two rounds, an 8-round fight, I should say, but 2 minutes per round. And it's kind of it is a sanctioned fight and all that sort of thing. I just wonder about the wisdom behind this. Tyson's 58 years old. Jake Paul is 27. The stamina factor, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens, but Tyson is still the self-described baddest man on earth. We'll see what happens.
It doesn't matter if that guy's in his 50s or in his 80s. I think everyone would be a little scared to face that guy at any place, no matter where it is. Who's in the lead right now at the Travelers Championship?
The Travelers is a $20 million purse. That's one of the several now on the PGA Tour. That's the biggest purse they have, other than, of course, the U.S. Open and some of the other major events, which go to $21 million. Anyway, $20 million, and many of the top golfers are there in the lead. It's a 21-year-older named Tommy Kim. He's from South Korea. He is a very fine player. 8 under at the Travelers, which is being played in Cromwell, Connecticut. And that's a 2-shot lead. The Travelers is a very important tournament. The purse is $20 million. Winner on Sunday will walk away with $3,600,000, and that'll put a few sandwiches on the table. Anyway, Tommy Kim is the leader. How long that lasts? Maybe 4 rounds. We'll have to wait and see what happens.
Last but not least, a lot of money getting paid to the new coach of the Los Angeles Lakers.
It is a good choice, in my opinion. It's J.J. Redick, who was a very good 15-year veteran in the NBA and an All-America at Duke in his college days. He's a guy who has a strong identification with the players. And while it has been the identification level and the competitive level has been fractured because he's been a commentator here for the last couple of years, J.J. Redick is still very young and very much a part and has an strong identification with the players. I think it's a good choice. I think he'll do a good job with the team. Are the Lakers a good team? Well, you got LeBron James, who says he's still going to play again, and he's approaching 40 years old. And you have other stars on the team, Anthony Davis, people of that caliber, good players. Does J.J. Redick mold them into a championship team? Well, we're about to find out. J.J. Redick, the new coach of the L.A. Lakers.
When all things said and done yesterday in that historic game in the oldest ballpark in America, that was a pretty damn good baseball game.
I thought the whole ceremony was very good. 114-year-old Rickwood Field in Birmingham, Alabama. It's one of the major venues of the old Negro Leagues from back in the early part of the 20th century, right up until around 1960. And it was refurbished. It seats about 10, 11,000, somewhere around there, refurbished with major league distances and so forth and so on. And it was a very good game. The Cardinals played the San Francisco Giants. Of course, the Giants were there because of the Willie Mays' home area was Birmingham, Alabama. So he was from that particular vicinity, maybe not from the city itself, but from in and around there. And while he was thought to be able to be there on Monday, he sent his regrets and then passed away on Tuesday. So there was a pall over the entire ceremony, but it was great. They had several of the old original Birmingham Black Barons there, and hey, the ceremony was just very enlightening and enticing. Though the Cardinals come out and win the game 6-5, despite the fact that the San Francisco Giants out-hit them 11-7. Brendan Donovan had a big 2-run homer and a double in this ball game, and the Cardinals were able to get out of a number of jams. I'm not sure the Giants are really a very good baseball team. They're kind of up and down, but hey, nonetheless, the Cardinals break a 2-game losing streak, back to 500 again at 36 all, and indeed get a win by a score of 6-5.
Thanks to Bobby Baseball, the Royals didn't get swept by the A's.
Boy, he is something else, too. That's Bobby Witt Jr. He has a home run to win the game, 3-2 over the Oakland A's. This kid is something else. He is the next coming of George Brett, in my opinion. Brett, of course, was the superhero in Kansas City during their championship years about, hard to believe, but 35 and 40 years ago.
That was a small one.
Well, here is Bobby Witt Jr. coming in. You knew he was going to be pretty good. We saw him play down here in the minor leagues. He's just one of those natural talents, and he is. He's doing a great job of leading the Royals. The Royals are a good team, folks. We've talked about that all along. Are they a contending team yet? Probably not, but by the same token, they did get a 3-2 win, and Bobby Witt Jr. is the one who leads the way. So now it's a matchup with the Texas Rangers, and that'll start tonight.
And that's really what we'll need to see at the Royals, all the real deal. What about the Springfield Cardinals?
Springfield Cardinals had a doubleheader last night. Now, doubleheaders in the Texas League are 7 innings, and the Cardinals won both of them.
Oh, yeah.
The 5-0 opening game, which started at 4:30 in the afternoon, they had a kid named Connor Jerpy pitching for them. He's the Cardinals' #1 draft choice 2 years ago. Jerpy pitched a no-hitter through 5 innings. Now, they didn't let him finish. Andrew Marrero, a UConn Husky, came in and finished up the final 2. But 5-0, the Cardinals won the first game. Then the Springbirds come back and win the second game 4-2. Corpus Christi's really weak. They are not a good team at all. So to end the first half of the season with 6 games against this team, that is significant. The Cardinals do move to within a game and a half now of the Arkansas Travelers, who lead the Northern Division. Arkansas is playing at home as well. They're playing the Wichita Wind Surge. And the Tulsa Drillers had, for at least 12 or 13 hours, passed the Springfield Cardinals in the standings. That's no longer the case. The Drillers lost last night. Cardinals moved ahead of them into second place. Game and a half out. So with 3 games remaining in the first half of the season, Cardinals trail by a game and a half. Each team has 3 games left. We'll find out Sunday night.
And hopefully they can win on that road trip. Last but not least, I know you've been chomping at the bit to talk about the Euro 24, Ned. So what's going on in that?
Actually, Euro 24 is a very, very big deal. With the World Cup coming up here in the United States to be tri-hosted by United States, Canada, and Mexico, and with some of the matches to be played up at Arrowhead Stadium, a little bit more of the focal point is on the European level, and this is the championship of Europe. All the nations, I think one of them, maybe Sweden, did not qualify. You have to go through qualifying for it. But all of the major powers in Europe are playing in this competition, which is being held in Germany this year. And the competition's going on right as we speak. And it's pretty doggone good. You have the top soccer players in the world. Anyway, they call it Euro 24. And then from there on in, everything concentrates on the World Cup in 2 years.
Ned, you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you on Monday.